The government has given us a lot of things we can do to help save ourselves and others from the coronavirus. And I respect that. I want to know what science is saying and how best to beat this thing, this invisible enemy. But see, here's the deal. You can be perfect. I mean, you can follow all the suggestions to a T, but you can still get the coronavirus. There's no absolute guaranteed way to stop it from getting into your system. So that leads me to have to go to the place where I ask the question, how many of these things really are totally, effective or most effective that will not destroy the joy of living? So that's why I'm going to talk about the key things. And the first one is the face mask, because I've mentioned before, I'm not going to wear the face mask, and I want to explain myself. So the question was on my podcast, which is more effective, face mask or a football helmet? Here's the reason I say that. I played football for several years. I can assure you that never once did I go to a coach and say, Coach, this football helmet, it's heavy, it's cumbersome, it's messing up my peripheral vision, and this T face mask on this thing, man, makes me cross-eyed. So I'm going to play defensive end without it from here on, if that's okay with you. I never once questioned the need for that helmet because it worked. And I still had a broken nose. I still had a couple of teeth knocked out. There were still injuries, but listen, I wouldn't have played a down without that helmet. It was that secure, that safe. It's not so with the face masks. I mean, number one, I've got a big beard, which renders a face mask useless on that. Also, most people don't wear these things correctly, and air and the particles in the air, it's kind of like water. They travel the path of least resistance. So if there's a way in that mask or around it, they're going to find it. And I could go on. And so I would love for the scientists to say, if you have the mask on versus not having it on, what's the percentages that it will help you? I really have a feeling it would not be that much. And so here's what I'm doing to protect myself and others. They say the number one way this thing is contracted is through sneezing and coughing. So in my pocket, I carry tissue. So if I sneeze or cough, I take a tissue, put it over my nose and mouth to catch as many of those particles as I can. And then I throw it away, and then I wash my hands as soon as possible. If everybody would do that, there would be no need for face masks. That would be a much better solution. And so I encourage you just to think these things through. Now, if you love the mask, hey, wear it. I see people now that's getting all creative and stylish, the way they're wearing their mask, making a fashion out of it. I fully respect that. But just to understand the science. And by the way, I made fun of the first person I saw in a car by themselves wearing a mask, but now I'm seeing it all over the place. So just make sure you're understanding the true science in this stuff.